and we are back.
Yo.
Thank you for joining us, Nerdy, for a part two.
And here I am
Salute to
talking
the
to you.
nerd.
Now we will be dipping into crypto. We want to learn about Nerdy's journey and what he has going on in this crypto space right now.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
Got,
Part two.
got the,
Before we hit it real quick, I want to say I'm gonna give a shout out. I always give shouts outs, but we're gonna keep it funky. Shout out to Bagman.
Pac-Man
Shout out
Six
to
Joe,
AJ.
6'8".
6AJ.
Six AJ.
Hey,
Salute to
Hold
you,
man.
on.
bro. What's happening with you?
You know what I'm talking about. General, we on it. Yeah, we
The
on it,
shit
General.
show.
Uh,
The shit show.
who else?
Tails. I give a shout
Oh,
out to Tails.
yeah,
Tail.
Tail.
The
Them
shit
little
show.
tails.
Uh,
Crypto
Big
OG.
Bro 10.
Hell
OG.
yeah.
OG.
Crypto.
OG.
OG for
Tony.
sure.
Tony Bags.
Tony Bag.
Tony
Hell
Bag.
yeah.
She Miss Keita.
Romeo.
Kita.
Miss
Big
Keita.
Romeo.
Yeah. Dipper Toe.
My
Romeo.
cut. My
Our
cousin Jay Henry.
hero.
Dipperto. Melissa.
Jay
Simon.
Henry.
Jay
Hell yeah.
Henry.
Her husband Ryan. Yeah, yeah.
Maximum
TJ.
Crypto. If you haven't, yeah, if you haven't checked out
Maximus.
yeah, if you haven't checked out
Maximus.
Maximus,
Yeah.
go check out Maximus. Maximus is solid,
Yeah.
man.
Hey,
Maximus was real good friends with our dear brother that just passed away on the 5th of this month, Will Fix. So RIP to Will Fix. They were gaming brothers back 20 years ago, and they linked back up and found each other in crypto. So rest in peace to Mr. Will Fix, man, and salute to Maximus, man. I've been rocking with Maximus for about 3 years, man. So yeah,
Oh yeah. Shout out to Max.
hey,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell y'all something everybody be sleeping on, but there's two monsters in here, two female monsters that people sleep on.
Hmm.
First one was Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
She's a monster in the game. The other one, people don't want to say, but she taking over the industry as Island goes.
Yep.
Say what you want. Island be taking over, dog. You see her at the shit.
Yeah. She was there.
Island be taking over, dog. Got
Shout,
like, bro.
shout out to Ooga Labs.
yeah, man. There's a lot more.
Yeah,
There's a
like
lot more females than that. Just take, that's doing their thing though, man. Molly Elmore.
oh,
Blue Umbrella.
I don't want to
Labs.
discuss Molly, dog. Molly's beautiful.
I'm just
as a
saying.
bitch, bro. If I wasn't married, I'd try to shoot the shot, but I'm married, so I ain't gonna shoot the
I
shot.
like
So, you know,
Molly.
she's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, you know the
She
cool
gives
thing about
nice hugs.
wow.
Miss Miss Keita got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? On the quiet side, Melissa, Miss Dipperto, she got a lot going on.
Melissa. Shout
Yeah.
out
On the
Melissa.
on the quiet side, Miss Nina. You know what I'm saying? So Big Bro 10, Too Blessed. You know, Miss Angus, Miss Angus Scrim. You know, it's a lot of women in this space.
Hold on,
Miss
hold on.
Tiffany Cisneros.
Hold on a second. You talking about Anger Scrim? Anger Scrim, I thought it was a guy.
No,
Yeah,
his wife.
His
His
wife.
wife being a chat
Oh,
too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Shout out to Angus. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Shout out Angus, Miss Angus.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, last but not least, I'm gonna give a shout out to the new merch director, TJ. That's what's up.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. TJ Fine, yeah.
New merch
Shout out to
director.
TJ.
Hey, TJ, we're gonna take care of this business tonight, dog.
Yeah, shout out to bro,
Oh
man.
my God.
That's hella funny.
Nina, I don't need to hear from you. I don't
Oh
need to
my
hear from
God.
you.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you got his contact directly. Hit him up.
Oh, you trying? Oh, you trying to be that way? Okay, fine. I'm gonna hit him.
No, I'll
Yeah,
give a
look for me. Hit him up while he's rubbing my feet. I'm tired. Shit.
No, I'll give a shout out to DJ. It was my first time meeting him. So if you guys, I'll tell you guys a funny story since we're on here. Nobody knows. So the first time I met Nina, shout out to Nina. I have to give so much love to Nina. If it wasn't for Nina, I wouldn't even end up in Vegas. But so what happened is that Thursday happened. I flew in early, and then we all had fun at this this little club thing. Well, forgot what it was called. It was at the MGM. It was a bar there, and we met up with Sigma. We met up with Uga. We met up with the Rich Ducks. Everyone was there, and we're all kicking it. And I had a little bit too much to
Bags was
drink.
there? Rich Duck's Bags was there?
Baggy came.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Baggy
love
yes,
came
my
I heard
out.
Rich
about
Duck.
that too.
Oh, that's my
Yep.
dog. Go ahead.
Yep. Lower was there. Everyone was there.
Shout
Bluminati
out
was there. We're all
Lord.
there. Um,
Lower level.
we had a little too much to drink, and then OG saved my life. Took me back to the hotel, and then I come back to the room, and then Nina's on the other side of the room, and I go, "Hey Nina," I'm like dazing because
He walked right past me, man.
all
like,
I'm
what
thinking
the
about
fuck
is
was that?
survival. And I was like, "Hey Nina, hey, boop boop," and then Junior goes like, "Hey, Nerdy said hello to you," and then I go back and I wake up and go back the next morning. I'm like, and get acquainted with everybody. But shout out to everyone. Everyone was so nice. It was so nice meeting Nina. So nice meeting her husband. Everyone was
Yeah.
real sweet. I just want to give out a shout out. He's a real nice person.
Aw.
Hell yeah.
And Babylon
Thank
is the
you, thank
Babylon
you.
5 is the best show, TJ.
Oh my God.
We
TJ,
gonna
he's
bring that
talking
beef in. We
about
gonna kick
you.
Yeah, TJ's tight, man.
Man, we
I
gonna take
like
it to the
him.
streets, TJ.
Oh my
Babylon 5 is
God. TJ loves you guys. He loves
I love
y'all.
TJ. That's my dog.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
It's
I
tight.
was like,
Likewise,
I told
man.
him, I said, you got new brothers, okay?
Yeah, likewise, man. We all geeks in our own right. You know what I'm saying? But we all are who we are. That's what makes us different and unique. We're all authentic. And we all bring something that's different, that's admirable. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To most of us. And we don't try to overshadow each other. You know what I'm saying? We try to, you know, if nothing else, add to and not take away. You feel what I'm saying? So it's the same way when you meet us in person. I done said this probably 50 times. I'm the same person that you see on the
Mm-hmm.
screen when you meet me in person. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
same fucking dude. I promise you.
Man, talk
You
about
know,
it. You
Yeah,
sure
it's facts.
are. I was.
Mhm.
goofy as hell, like to laugh, like to joke. You know what I'm saying? Serious at the same time, and I'm serious about this crypto shit,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, understand that life is short and we got to enjoy it. So we can enjoy each other. Because for the simple fact, there are a lot of people that we would love to enjoy this with us that just don't see what we see. I'm getting ready to walk into a situation in about 3 days where nobody is fucking with crypto besides me and my cousin Jay Henry.
Mhm.
Um, and the whole family is against. We're the black sheep, and it's
Mhm.
okay. It's okay, right? They don't have to see what we see, but
Yeah.
they will. They will. You
Mhm.
know.
100%.
All right, let's rock this, bro. What y'all got?
Let's
Okay.
rock it, man.
Nerdy.
Shit.
Nerdy. It's about
All right.
nerdy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let
Um
Nerdy rock.
so um crypto wise I did a lot of research, and through my research
Hold on, I gotta
and
ask a question. I'm gonna cut you off, dog.
all
That's
right,
what
go 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 go.
What
Put it
brought
on
you
Mars.
into crypto? We
Okay.
already know you in the game, but
Okay.
what made you say, I need to rock with this?
All right.
This is
So
it.
during my head first research into crypto, um I stopped. So first thing I did was I stopped watching a whole bunch of YouTube channels. That's the first thing I did, and then I started diving into all the research stuff. And all that. Then after that, because of my technical background, I was like, wait, if I put A and B together, what if? And then that really got me intrigued, and that's how Nerdy X Labs came to be. Was um, I was like, hey, you know what? Crypto is cool, trading is cool, NFTs are cool, but what does the actual utility does? What is the actual, what can you actually build with this stuff? And through there, I was like, wow, okay, okay, this is next level stuff. Where we are,
Opportunity.
there's opportunity here where you can
Mm-hmm.
hop, skip, and jump around different licenses and about different legislations and about different regulations. If you play your cards right, you can be classified as something because you're not dealing with something, because how this network works versus having to have a license or having like there's a less barrier to entry to become into the financial sector versus when there was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the technology doesn't only deal with finance; it deals with security, it deals with encryption, it deals with different ways of licensing and different ways of notarization. Like there's so many different things that you can do with this technology that it's people are just focused on payments or just creating wallets or creating games or whatever, but this stuff goes way beyond, and that's what Nerdy X Labs is. So when Nerdy X Labs and what I got into crypto, what I was noticing was when I was trading different tokens and stuff, I had to go to a certain network or a certain platform that was geared towards that network. Now, the problem with a lot of things is that there's still silos with a lot of things. And then with Nerdy X Labs, what I wanted to do was I noticed was there's a lot of people already creating applications. There's a lot of people creating software or websites or whatever. And what I wanted to do was create the 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 middleware, the low end, the back end. Because what I was noticing was a lot of people's barrier to entry to creating something was there was no back end. And if you even try to prompt something with AI today, they're not going to build you a back end. Even if you try to use MPC and you try to connect to Superbase are only going to do certain things, but you cannot. There's no way how you can connect a blockchain or connect, any kind of dependencies into your generating whatever you're generating, code generation, and create a platform. So my thing was hey, there's something there. So I'm not going to give you a big old spiel about what I'm building, but what I'm building is basically the middleware and the basically my whole point was how can I cut the barrier to entry to everybody, because I got my mom into crypto, and for me, yeah, and for me
Same.
was and for me was like, hey, if I'm in a crypto and this is confusing for me, how the hell is my mom supposed to do it if I died? And
Mm-hmm.
I left all this stuff and she had to deal with all stuff with herself. How is she supposed to know how to deal with anything, right? So I was like, that's a problem, and that was basically what the start of Nerdy X Labs came to be was I want to not only develop middleware and backend infrastructure, but also develop platforms that anyone can use. You should be able to you should be able to look at an application in 3 seconds, understand how to use it. If you can't look at something and not know how to use it, it's not made right, right? Like you can log on to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and realize how to use it. There's a plus button to add a picture. Like the UI is simple. Everything is simple, and the adoption is simple for that reason. It's not that with crypto at all.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing with crypto. That's what I'm doing with my Nerdy X Labs. I will be presenting at XRP Las Vegas next
Okay.
Nice.
year. So
Adoption, y'all.
I am creating a whole bunch of projects. I'm not going to reveal them too much. I do own a whole bunch of domains too, so there are projects that I'm trying to build that I'm trying to make live. There's one in particular that I'm building, which is basically like a XRP Ledger interface, because right now all the XRP Ledger interfaces they're there, they're available, and you can do things with them. But I believe that again, UI sucks. So um, in order for someone to look at something and use it, they should be able to know how to navigate. And because blockchain, the way how it works natively is everything is already there, and only thing a developer really does is basically just create an interface for you to interact with a code base. So um, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
I'm Nerdy
so
X Labs to make beautiful stuff.
nerdy, that is awesome. Two questions I want to ask you though.
Hmm.
What year did you get into crypto, and can you talk about your NFT project?
You just announced it. I do have an NFT project coming out.
Well, see, look,
Hold up
and
the
see,
spot.
and see,
But
and see.
I do have an NFT project coming out. I'll give you guys a little glimpse.
What
I
Marvin? What Marvin?
guess
Well, I was going to ask him something
Since
different.
Nina pointed it out.
Yeah, but she pointed it out. I was going to ask him something different that he wanted to talk about specifically that he mentioned before we came back live. But I'll let him answer those questions because it's his show. Shit, so run it.
Okay. So first thing, I do have a collection coming out. This is what this is gonna look like. Just a short little glimpse. Um, they're gonna. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna to give you any more information.
Okay.
But I
That's
am
fine.
working on something. There are gonna. It's only gonna be a collection of 100. I can give you that much information.
Okay.
But the utility behind it is basically, um, it serves so the thing is that when I was going and diving into research and stuff, I came across this video of Patreon, and the CEO of Patreon was basically saying the reason why he invented Patreon was because of superfans. And the cool thing about superfans is that people who actually do support you, they generally want to see you succeed, and they will support you and try to help you with your project or whatever you're trying to build because they actually do believe in you. And growing up, where I was trying to find where I was just building things from scratch, and it's like, mentally it messes with you. But when you have products like this, it's like, oh, people are supporting you. When you have a super fan, you have a base. So the reason behind the project is that anything that I create from my company, people will have access to it. Like, there's different collections, there'll be different perks, but the generation zero, so this Genesis collection that is going to be minted, that's only going to be 100, is not just another NFT collection. It serves as you're going to have perps. It also serves as a membership. So, for example, let's just say I'm working on my XRP Ledger interface. Different NFTs will have different rarities that will give you different fees. So basically, right now when you're trading with Uphold, you're using Uphold, but Uphold charges you 3%. With my platform, because I'm using the ledger directly, I can give you various amount of fees. So there's different perks. My whole point is that the whole point of decentralization in finance is that there should be less fees, not more fees. And then that came to my mind of America Express. So America Express has this business model where the initial fee to get into American Express is high, but they offer you a whole plethora of services, right? So when it comes to the interchange fee, the people who are so how American Express works is that if you're using their card or you have them at like for your business, the business actually pays a lot for the fees and stuff. So America Express is expensive in the way how their business model works. It's kind of like it's more geared towards the people who come into the membership, pay a big amount initial fee, but they get way more perks. And the way how the business structure works is that because they have this business model of generating income with their other people, and they have this status quo of American Express being this head honcho brand, they're able to create airport lounges and other things. So
Right.
I really
Yep.
like that business model. I don't want to create a business. So what a lot of businesses try to create something that it's like, it's for everybody. This is for the world. I will have services that are like that, but the NFT collection and my business model and things that I'm creating are more premier. I'm trying to aim it for a premier, that premier brand for premier
Okay.
people. For I will have solutions for SMEs. That's one of my main thing is that I want to help SMEs, whether you're a regular person that are, no matter what kind of business it is, you do have access to financial services. That's one thing that I am working on, that I'm
So hold
writing my
on. So hold
business on.
on. For the people in the back, what's the SME?
Small, medium, and large
Okay.
enterprises. So
Okay.
you have different
Talk to 'em.
variations of businesses. So if you have like a small business, so a lot of small businesses, um so I live in Sacramento, and here in Sacramento you have like it's the Sacramento is thriving through small businesses. um the thing that I notice about here is that there's a payment provider silo where you have one person who is using Venmo, one person is using Square, one person is using whatever, and there we have this, and they still have to pay for the interchange fee. So the interchange fee is a big deal because you might think that, oh, 3% is not a big deal, but 3% is a really big deal. It really does
Hell
Every
add
time
yeah.
up
you every time
down
you
the
swipe
road.
that shit, yeah.
Yeah. So
After 100 transactions,
And
yeah.
it's three, and it's
Ooh.
three for your bank, and another three for the ATM machine if you use that too.
Well,
So
it's
that's
kind of
6%.
yeah, and if you're like if you think about it, if you're a small business owner, not only do you have inflation to worry about, where you have to worry about, you're losing purchasing power of your dollar that's going down, meaning that you have to charge people higher prices, meaning that you're probably going to have less customers because less people have money to pay for your services, which
Can
a
afford
lot of
your
small
shit.
yeah, which a lot of small businesses went out of business that way. Is that you also have to figure out your profit margins. How do I offer a service but still have services? Like a lot of businesses are stuck with using our payment provider that takes 3%. But even if they're
Mhm.
losing business or whatever, they're kind of stuck with that. And that's kind of messed up. So I'm want to solve that. I am building a solution for that. And my whole point is to have SME, which is small, medium, and large enterprises, have access to that kind of um, um, technology, should I say. I don't want to identify what I'm building, but let's just say they have access to that kind of technology. And because they have access to that kind of technology, kind of bridges a gap that is well needed. I don't think in the future that we're going to have cards. I think debit cards are just going to stick to being virtual for like forever from here on out. And I think eventually we'll come to the point where the card would be represented as a virtual thing, but we'll be paying with QR codes or whatever. So I've noticed that within the crypto community, a lot of people who are building wallets or whatever, they're focusing on cards, or they're focusing on legacy infrastructure, not really focusing about the future. Now, going back to my past real quick, is that
Visa, MasterCard,
yeah. So
partnerships.
when I ended my relationship, when the relationship ended with a girl that I was with for 6 years, I dated this other girl that was from Australia, and for a few years and
From
stuff.
down under.
Yeah, and
That's why you was in
You
Australia.
have to
yeah,
talk about that under. We can
I
get
actually, I
funky
actually,
with it if you want.
I actually proposed to her.
What?
Yeah, I actually proposed to her, and that whole thing failed. That was a horrible, horrible failure.
You was gonna give her citizenship, bro?
But
Bro.
no,
Are
no,
you? Was
we
it
really
that
vibed. We really
good?
vibed. But
Was
when I lived
that
there,
good to make her a U.S. citizen?
no, but when I lived
Yeah, no.
there,
Okay, that's it. We're good.
check this out. When I lived there, they had pay with chips. So I was paying. They had chip payments with cards, while America was still swiping. So the rest of the world, even though America is, we're all powerful, whatever,
Far beyond it.
we are far, far, far behind when it comes to technology and infrastructure and how things work compared to the rest of the world. So,
Yeah.
there is
I've been to Asia.
yeah, their stuff is way advanced compared to ours, right? So the question is that how do you push that into warp speed? How do we catch up? Right? Like people have to make something for us to catch up. So, I've actually figured it out. I'm not gonna give any of the beans because it's gonna be a proprietary thing. And when I'm done, I'm probably gonna try to present this at XRP Las Vegas. So look forward to that.
Dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. It's a dope goal, man.
Oh yeah.
You got you got a little less than a year to get that done, man. So you got some work to do, man. You got some occupied space that you can take advantage of right now. You know what I mean? Like
Hell yeah.
focus, stay focused.
Yeah. So the whole thing, what I want to do with the brand is I want to create a premier brand, but it's a premier brand that helps the little guy, right?
Umbrella,
Like something that doesn't
umbrella,
really exist. It's a kind of like a Robin Hood type of ordeal, right? But
umbrella.
yeah. So basically, there's a longer business goal, and that's what the NFT it'll all be part of all this stuff. But a longer business goal is that I believe that homelessness can be solved. I believe that addiction and all that stuff can be solved. I believe that um, when I was growing up, what I noticed was a lot of things that I grew up don't exist today. Meaning that we had roller king. I don't know if you guys would know what roller king is, but we had like a
Roller
skating,
skating ring.
like a roller
Yeah, roller
skating
skating
ring,
ring.
right?
We out in
Um,
California, man.
we had a roller skating ring, and then we had the YMCA, which was like a free gym where you go to. I mean, you have to pay for the gym nowadays, but we had a
Go
community.
box,
Yeah,
swim,
we had
all
a
that shit.
community gym, and everyone would go there, and they would they all play. They would all play basketball together and whatever. But the thing was that once they removed all the public centers and all the public things, like a bunch of gang violence filled in the cracks. Like that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened. It's because kids were bored, right? That's exactly what happened, and people started getting into stupid shit. And I realized that you know what, um, communities are not bad. People are not bad people, and at the end of the day, everyone is just looking for opportunity. And that's basically what I'm trying to solve. Is that there's a gap where, you know, uh, someone's struggling. I've struggled. Everyone struggled. Everyone had a dark point in their life. You know, that
I'm
doesn't mean
struggling
that
now.
you're
Let me hold some.
yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're not human. You know, like you're still human. You still, you know, if you have a will, there is a way. And as long as you do have a will and you know there's a way and you do figure out a plan, well, guess what? I'll help you out. And that's basically what I'm trying to build. Is that you know what? I'm not just building a Web3 company, but I'm trying to build like a brand as you know, the NRDX Labs provides premier solutions to SMEs and more geared towards B2Bs and enterprise grade solutions and even government grade solutions. And then what we do with that money, because we would probably accumulate a lot of money, is to, hey, repurpose that and help people out, but help people out in a way where, you know, there's another saying where like you can teach someone to fish. You can't teach someone to fish. Like you can give someone a fish, but you can't teach someone to fish or something like that, right? But
No, I'm tell you how it go. Give a man a fish, you eat for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
exactly, and that right there was my purpose. Then and that's right there is my goal of everything that I'm creating. Is that after all of this, if I can create silos of opportunity, where you know, hey, you want to do this, I have that for you. Hey, you want to do this, you got the. Hey, you want to recover, I got that for you. But at the same time, people need to be reskilled. People need to, you know, people have questions. People, you know, in 2-3 years time, you can have a brand new person. You know what I mean? But all that stuff is very dear near to my heart because I've seen a lot of people, and I grew up around a stuff that I don't think a lot of people should grow up around. And the way how the economy is moving and everything is moving is getting kind of crazy. And robots are going to take over. AI will take over. That is inevitable. Automation is the future because it is cheaper. Um, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that there's an opportunity. So that's my spiel. Now you know who I am. Now you know my company brand.
I love it. Okay. Nerdy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I
What's dope
love
about
this.
what's dope about it, man, is I never set out to give a person a fish. I always try to teach people how to fish. And a lot of folks don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to
Mm-hmm.
touch the nasty worm. They don't want to touch the cricket. They don't want to catch the food. They don't want to clean the fish when, you know, and it's the most cleanest thing that you can have is protein that you just caught. You know, it's fresh. You know where it came from. You're processing it.
Yeah.
You're cooking it the way you want to cook it, and eating it the way you want to eat it. But most people want something done for them. So we've been, you know, this society is going into a mode where everything is done for you. We call it the microwave epidemic,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where everybody wants something fast. Nobody wants to take their
Mm-hmm.
time to do things, you know, the right way, the healthy way. And when I say healthy, I don't mean just food. You know,
Yeah.
information, music. You know, movies, what you consume daily with your eyes and your ears. You know, just trying to live an intelligent life and not also come off as somebody that knows it all at the same damn time. You know, so it's a balance. It's a delicate balance that you have to walk
Definitely.
in
Yeah.
this life. You know what I
With
mean?
that, I learned that. So when I was this is one thing that always put me off is that when I was trying to learn something and like I hated my environment. I would look around and I hated my environment. I was like, I'm gonna get out of this environment, so I'm gonna learn X, Y, and Z. Then I would go and try to, you know, open up a book or go to the library, you know, get the cards, whatever, find the book, get the information, whatever. And then you're reading it, and then you get overwhelmed because you're like, I'm here, the information's in front of me, but this is way too much stuff. Like, how am I
Why didn't they
supposed to?
tell me about this before I
Yeah, like
got
how am I supposed to
here?
grasp all this information, right? And that was one thing. Like that's one thing about the brand and Nerdy X Labs and everything is that I want to. My whole goal is that I'm trying to create solutions that if because I believe in the youth, I believe in humanity. Honestly, dude, I think that there's more good people than there are bad people. I think at the end of the day, people just want to live their life, and if there is an opportunity for them to grow, they'll take it. So if I can provide solutions for people that can make their journey for learning or building easier, a gap that they don't really have to solve, but they can learn about and know about and trying to figure out how to operate. Well, guess what? Now you're building confidence in people because now people went
Mm-hmm.
from anger to motivation to idea to production rather from idea
Solution.
to emotion to just end of everything because it's too much.
Destruction.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if people have that passion and they have that anger and they want to keep it going, keep it going. I encourage it because it lit a fire in you for something. You got
Yeah,
something
Make some
moving.
make some
definitely.
type
Yeah.
of good out of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
do something good out of it. So,
Exactly. Now,
Okay.
Nerdy, thank
yep.
you for joining us. We definitely need a part three. We can't get enough of you because I think you have a lot more to tell.
Hell
But
yeah.
unfortunately, we got to close it out. I still didn't know. We still didn't find out what year you got into crypto.
Oh,
That's the last
I got
thing.
in 2017. Sorry about that. I babble a lot.
It's
I got
fine.
in 2017. Um, my first crypto I traded was Litecoin, and then
Okay.
I
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Nina, we ain't gonna let you rush it off like this. I'm gonna keep it funky. We got
What
some
do
questions we need to ask you. That's gonna be bomb droppers. Do you want to get into that now, Nina, or you
yeah.
want to let it
Okay,
drop?
so
All
here's the
right,
thing.
go.
This is why I did that because me and Marvin already said 30 minutes, so I was giving it a 30-minute cut. So if you want to keep it going, we can. But yeah, if you want
Let
to.
me drop these questions on
All
Nerdy
right,
then.
All
all
right,
right, drop it.
go.
All right, you ready, Nerdy?
Yeah, go.
What are your top 5 crypto? What are your top 5 coins?
Oh, top 5 is easy, man. Top 5 is super easy. Number 1, XRP all day. Okay. Number 2, Quant all
Okay,
day.
okay.
Okay. Number 3, DAG.
I knew you was gonna say Dak.
All right. I love my DAGs. Okay. Number 3 is DAG. Number 4, Casper.
Oh, I'm on that
Yep. You
Casper.
didn't expect that, did you? Yep.
I'm on that Casper though.
Casper.
I
Number
always
4 is Casper. Number 5. What is my sweet number 5? Well, number 5 is kind of difficult, but you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Hedera. The number 5 is Hedera.
ooh,
Those are my top 5.
ooh.
The reason why my top 5 is my top
Man,
5 is because my
look
top 5 has actual real world utility and use case that you can see right now. That at the end of the day, when all the NIST, you guys know what NIST is, but when
yeah.
NIST has a standard, an encryption standard, and their standard goes live in 2030, a lot of chains won't be around, but those chains they will be around. So those are my top 5.
In America, if you're not on this compliance level, you're gonna get eaten up, dog.
Yeah, because the
Because you
world
have a
runs with
national
rules.
security manager like, no, it's not this compliant. We're not doing it. And he's like me.
Yeah, the world runs around rules. We live in a law and order society, so it's not like things just don't happen just because they just want to happen.
Okay, I got another one for you. What coin do you dislike the most?
Safe moon money. No. The coin I dislike the most. The coin I dislike the most. The coin I dislike the most would be. I don't.
Mm.
I don't hate. I don't hate any coin. I don't hate any part. I hate rug pulls. If you're a rug pull, you're a piece of shit. You're a garbage human. If you rug pull people, what are you doing with your life? Um, that's about it. So my perspective of tokens is that I was 100% against meme coins until I had a conversation with Fenor, and Fenor basically enlightened me about trying to explain about liquidity pools and all these things, and I realized that hey, you know what? Every project is a good project, until it's not. And but at the end of the day, if you have a meme project, there's liquidity in those. There's liquidity trapped up, and there's going to be use case for it one day down the road. So. I don't knock any coins. I just don't buy into it.
Okay, I got another one. Are you guys still there? I notice.
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay. So I got another one. What is your trading style?
Oh man.
Mm, we got to hear it. And you can have
What's
multiple styles. You may say this is this for this. This is this for this.
okay? This is
Or you
what
could just say, I'm not a trader. Shit, I'm a holler. Shit, I don't trade.
I'm both. I trade and hodl. I do both. This is my thing. I don't trade that much often anymore. Okay, I hodl now. I was a trader before, and the reason why I was a trader before because things were sub pennies. Things were triple zeros, double zeros, and during that time when you did the research and you found out what projects and what partnerships a project had or a company had, and you got into the project early, you were good. A good example is XDC. I got into XDC's like I think like two zeros, three zeros, um, and it was good. It's like it's chilling at 6 cents now, 5 cents. So I made some good money off of that. My style was research and utility. If it doesn't have utility, I don't invest in it. Straight up, I don't invest in make believe projects. And that's just how I trade now. So now I just stick to utility and regulation and anything that's government or has government ties. So mainly right now I'm just trading XRP and Quan and Hedera's and all the ones that I listed. But
Okay.
Bank money.
yeah.
I
My
got
strategy has changed from just being wild west to like, hey, we have to tone it down and be more compliant and stick with
okay.
the ones that are gonna survive.
Just gotta have a fucking use case, man. If they don't have a global use case, I'm not fucking with
I
it.
don't want it. It's not gonna survive. I don't want
All
to
right.
jump
What
Straight
is
up.
the
into it.
future of crypto? What is the features of crypto? That's open ended. That's let you rock it mode.
Oh, okay. Future of crypto. Future of crypto is 100% automation.
Ooh, shit! I never heard that before. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Future of crypto is it's 100% automation. It's robots. It's robots paying robots, machines paying machines, programs paying programs, protocols paying protocols.
Well,
Um,
hold on. From you have heard it if you listen to GDLT. It's the same thing G say.
that is honestly the future of crypto.
Yeah,
Future
you're
of
right. You're
crypto.
right, bro. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, future crypto doesn't really depend on humans, to be honest. The way how we see money and view money and how we think of money is going to change. The future of crypto unlocks anything to be anything of value, meaning that if you play your cards right, you can make money out of thin air.
Opportunity, man.
The opportunities
Come
are
on.
endless. The
That's the
opportunities are
future of
endless.
crypto is opportunity,
Yeah,
man.
the future of
Whatever the
crypto is
fuck you want to make out
opportunity.
of it, man.
If you have a will, you have a way. If you have ideas, you
It's
have
up to you.
imagination, you can build whatever you want to build.
It's up to
Okay,
you
I
in this space.
got another one for you. What crypto is the hidden gem we aren't talking about?
Oh,
Good
Alif
question.
Zero, 100%.
Hold
Alif
on.
Zero.
Hey,
Yeah, Alpha
Hold on.
Zero.
Stop right there. Hold on. I gotta look at this shit. Hold on.
So I don't even want to talk about it because I'm not done accumulating. But
oh,
I
oh.
don't even want to talk
Hold on.
about it.
Stop it, Marvin. Stop it, Marvin.
You
Hold on.
wanted to
Say
know
it
about
again.
you wanted to know about
Ooh.
my trading style. I was telling you I do the deep research.
Ooh.
So yeah, I didn't even want to talk about that one. But
Hold on.
Ooh.
Hold on. Can't stop this and rewind it. Oh, what is it called again?
oh man. So man, now you're gonna spill the beans on this one. This is a gem.
Ooh.
Hold on. You talking
Let's
about?
go.
Hey, for y'all who caught that, you know I don't edit videos, so you can catch it and rewind it. I just can't rewind it while you
Let's
moving your
go.
fingers out
Yeah.
of
So
He's
ticker
speaking my language now. He talking my
yeah.
language now.
So
Shit.
ticker is A0. So
Hey,
Alif
listen.
Zero
If
is
you know, you
focusing
know.
on Alif Zero is focusing on
Oh,
zero knowledge proof and security. They do have a partnership with T-Mobile, and
oh
T-Mobile
shit.
does have a partnership with Starlink.
Oh,
They are
but
working. The T-Mobile is a direct. They have a direct connection to
Hold on, you
T-Mobile.
just threw some shit over their head. Starlink. Who is connected to Starlink?
The United States government and Space
Elon
ISAC.
Musk.
Yeah,
no,
Elon
let
Elon.
Musk.
Yeah.
give this see how funky this is,
No,
dog.
that's the wrong one.
Oh, it's the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah, don't go. No, don't give people the wrong one. A0.
What is
Just
it?
type in A0.
I did
AZ.
type it.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, no, no.
AZ.
AZ. Yeah, that one, the first
Oh,
one.
Alpha Zero.
Yeah. So Alpha pump today 100 and something percent.
Mm,
If you
mm.
go on the 1 day 24-hour range.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the pump was beautiful. There's only a 520 million max. So my trading style is that I look for max supply cryptos. I don't like cryptos that have like an endless supply. And if they do have an endless supply, I try to figure out their inflation model. If their inflation model doesn't make sense, I don't want nothing
Oh,
to
you
do
got
with
to
it.
have a wallet for this one, dog. You
Yeah,
can't
that's a
even.
trade bag. If it don't have a max supply, that's something I'm looking to get in and get out of. I'm
Yeah,
not
if
looking to stay in that long term.
yeah,
You
if
get
a project has to have utility, and then the utility has to, like, your tokenomics has to be solid. You can't have
Yeah,
some janky
the
ass
team, all that
tokenomics.
shit.
Yeah.
where are you popping this at? Where are you getting it from?
You can get it off a Chainly.
Jesus.
Yeah, you
So
used to get it from KuCoin, BitTrue.
and the
Um,
wallet you need is called
it's
you
not
can
new.
so you can hold it in Nova wallet, but there's
The
another wallet
Nova.
called Nightly wallet. I like Nightly wallet. I wish give a shout out to Nightly wallet. Nightly wallet is tight. You can hold your A0 in your Nightly wallet, and then yeah, you can stake it and stuff in there too. But back to A0. So A0 is working on something that a lot of companies are not working on, and that is the new space economy. So A0 is kind of focused on creating zero knowledge proof and providing satellite as a service.
That's dope, bro.
Then you got Starlink
I
that's
got a prize.
also doing
I was buying you
um
something. I'll transfer it over to you when it's done processed. I'm buying you something tonight, dog.
you got
Fucking
you got
Robin wallet.
Starlink
Fuck
coming.
yeah, man. Like, I was going to buy it and call you like, yo, I got something for you.
Yeah.
That's
So
for the gift, dog. So fuck it. But
yeah, that's my secret ultra gem. You heard that from Nerdy X straight. Um, it's a big industrial
okay,
player for sure.
okay, I got something for you. Hold on, let me just stop sharing.
Another thing is that uh so the consensus behind Aleph Zero is that they use it's like a hybrid. So it's a DAG and BFT hybrid. So BFT, if you guys don't know, are Byzantine fault tolerance, which is basically what the XRP ledger is. Now, what a Constellation Network is, and Hedera, they're DAGs, which is
Yeah, yeah,
dicyclical
yeah.
acyclical graphs. So when you have a graph, the way how a graph moves is like, if you imagine like a honeycomb. And some way I can explain it to you is that if you see a honeycomb and how nature moves, imagine data moving in a honeycomb pattern, where it's ever evolving and ever structured, where it's like the scalability is infinite, right? Within
Man,
that within that structure.
what he telling y'all is DAG and H bar are not cryptocurrencies.
No,
They're
No,
DAGs. They're
yeah,
cyclic.
you're right.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
They're
They're
not just
graphs.
they're not this. They're just specifically designed and made for data. So Hedera is going after AI, and then Constellation Network is going after, like, for example,
DAG is
you heard Trump announce the Iron Dome. Well,
DAG
Constellation,
is military.
yeah,
Military
well,
on the military contracts.
so the dome that Trump talked
Infrastructure.
about, yeah, so the dome that Trump talks about is Constellation Network's Iron Spider program. So if you look into the Iron Spider program, that's working directly with Space ISAC. That's part of the program is the Iron Dome. So that's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's that. Um, so how BFT? So what? How A0 is different from everyone else is that it's both. So it takes so imagine the consensus of XRP Ledger. Imagine the consensus of Hedera. I mean, well, Hedera is a hash graph, but imagine the consensus of Constellation Network, right? So imagine the consensus of Constellation Network and the consensus of XRP Ledger into one, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the speed, the transaction speed, the finality and settlement on A0 is instant, like instant. Like, when you press send, it's received. Like, it's
Let me ask you
actually
something.
instant because of the way how the consensus. It's a hybrid consensus. Go ahead.
So do you listen to Crypto Ready?
No, I don't listen to anybody.
Well,
I don't.
this is what I'm asking. There's a
Mhm.
guy that has a channel called Crypto Ready, and he was talking about DAG, H
Mhm.
bar, and Aleph Zero like
Mhm.
3.5 years ago. Man, he been pushing
Mhm.
Aleph Zero since Aleph Zero was triple zeros.
Yeah,
Uh, and
that's cool.
and this brother is making um $50,000-$60,000 a pop a month, staking A-Lift, uh, DAG, and these different protocols. I didn't get into that with him, right? I didn't get into the staking it like that, but this brother's making it. So I'm telling y'all, the same protocols that Nerdy's talking about, go check out Crypto Ready, and the brother's telling you how to make money with these same protocols, man. No
Yep.
bullshit.
So I'm gonna throw another question at you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Can Marvin hold something?
Let me hold some shit.
Yeah, that's a Marvin question. He be like,
Some DAG, some H bar, shit.
I'll send
A-Lift
you.
zero, shit.
I'll send you Illuminati.
I fuck with that.
All right.
I fuck with that.
All right, and we're gonna ask the master question,
Um,
and we got some more. Do you mess with the Zebeckis?
Hell yeah. I got some Z-Back. I got me a nice bag of Z-Back. So the story about Z-Back. So shout out to Nina. Shout out to Uncle Buster. I actually only got in because of Nina and Uncle Buster. And we got in early thanks to them. And we made money thanks to them. So I made some profit off of Z-Back, and then I was able to come back in when the dip went down. But yeah, I hold a strong bag of Z-Back. And remember, to all the fudders out there, ZBEC is listed directly on Circle's page. So if you go to Circle, which is a stable coin, you go on their page as a partnership, and it says ZBEC. ZBEC is payments, payroll, stablecoin payments. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket science to figure out that sauce.
And Nina has to say Nina got in because of Marvin. So Nina and Buster got in because of Marvin.
Oh, if it wasn't for Marv, look at Marv out here giving people the sauce.
That part.
I got two questions I have not asked anybody. So these last two
Thank you,
questions,
sis.
I have not asked anybody. I ain't gonna lie, Marvin and Nina got me in on the Zebex. I don't have as much as everybody else, but it was like, stop fucking around. Excuse me, stop messing around and go do this. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Wish I had gotten in more.
Me too, man.
Shoot.
I wish I took my own fucking advice. Crypto OG told me one thing, y'all. He said, y'all know how OG talk. He said, shit, Ma. Sound like you might need to start taking your own advice. I said, God damn.
Yeah, when you say stuff like that, it's just driving him. And I done taught him a couple waters, and he was like, Zaddy, you need to move this way, blah, blah, blah.
Man, you know what I'm saying, bro? And I was like, man, he right, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not the first one. I'm like, man, he like,
OG. Yeah.
Sound like you need to start taking your own advice. I said, yeah, bro. He said, man, instead of, because I find something or like something and I tell everybody and I won't get it and bam, there you go. Holy shit. I ain't know Zebek was going to do that. I swear to y'all. I would have, man, I'm going to tell y'all something that I saw. I saw people in a chat saying that they were dumping their whole. Now I don't agree with this. They were dumping their whole bags of XRP, H bar, you name it, and going into Zebek. And I was like, no, right? Like that's not the play. The play is to do what Nerdy just mentioned a few minutes ago. Is to catch these things at 00, 000. But a lot of us are so focused, not myself, but a lot of folks are so focused on the price of XRP, XLM, XDC, which is already in the pennies, the 10 cents, the 20 cents, the dollars, and we're not focusing on where the people that have money make money. They make money purchasing shit at a low fucking price and getting out of the shit because they're not married to it, right? Now, we're all in an asset that a lot of us can safely say we're probably married to, XRP. If you ain't, it is what it is. I kind of am. And I believe that most people that I rock with are too. No matter what you say. Now, anything else is kind of up for grabs. We'll make money on that and trade this and trade that and get it in and out of this, you know. But at the same time, you have to keep your focus on the main thing, but you can't neglect the small. So if you look at it, XRP will be and Bitcoin will be like your Tom Brady, your Floyd Mayweathers, or whoever you know your movie stars and shit. As a Beck or in one of those coins that are a stronghold would be us in the
Mm-hmm.
hood trying to get out.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying attention to us, right?
Yep.
So
Okay.
it's up to us. It's up to us. You know what I'm saying?
All
To
right.
pull ourselves
Yeah.
about the situation.
This is a Marvin Davis question, so I'm gonna put this on the screen. What
Oh shit,
advice
okay.
first time crypto holders? What advice would you give?
XRP.
Okay.
XRP.
First time crypto holders. There's a few things. There's one thing that you have to there's one important thing that you have to understand when you come into the industry. And this is the only thing that you have to remember for the rest of you being in the industry. Not your keys, not your crypto.
Not your
Oh
crypto.
Lord. Go
That's
ahead,
it.
bro. Preach.
Not your keys, not your crypto. That means if you custody with somebody, not your keys, not your crypto. If you put it with the bank, not your keys, not your crypto. If you do with anyone where you do not have access to those keys, it is not yours. You have to acknowledge that. You have to pay attention to that. So that means that, hey, if you wanted to, get into crypto, what do I advise? I advise you the first thing to do is set up a Uphold account. I will give a shout out to Uphold. I will shield Uphold. Shout out to Uphold. If you don't like Uphold, crypto.com. Don't stay away from Coinbase. Stay away from Robinhood.
I knew you was gonna do
Stay
you was gonna
away.
do the dirty over there.
Stay away. Stay away. Don't use those platforms. Okay, be smart.
Ain't
Stay
no
away.
cap. He said no
Um,
cap.
um, open up an Uphold or crypto.com. Do the
You have
verification. Do
no
all the
love
things you
for
need to do.
Coinbase.
Yeah, no. And then and then
Gotta have options, man.
either get yourself a decent wallet, get yourself a ledger. We have links, we have discounts. Get yourself one. And then once you get yourself a hardware wallet, you're gonna set up your private seed phrase, which means you're gonna get 12 to 24 words. Write those down. Your money, your assets, anything that you own, any kind of network that is connected to those keys is where everything resides.
Okay. I hate to cut you short, but I gotta ask a question. This isn't even in the script,
Yeah,
dog.
go,
This is a
go.
question.
Ask
What
it.
the heck did Coinbase do to you? You just
Man,
over to the
man.
other side.
So I would say that when you have an exchange that says you have to wait 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 3 years in order to trade your money or withdraw your money or meet some kind of criteria or do whatever, it's sketchy to me.
Ooh.
Because
That's bullshit,
I
man.
don't have that problem with I never had that problem with BitTrue. I never had that problem with
Yeah, it's
Uphold. I
only
never had
coin.
that problem with crypto.com. Anytime I've used a
KuCoin.
anytime I've used a yeah, cool. Anytime I've used a platform, I can send it there and I can get it out right away.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Coinbase is different. Coinbase is like, no, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna make some money
Mm-hmm.
off of this, and when I'm done making money off of this, you can have it back. I'm
This
not
shit
cool with
show,
that.
yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm not
like,
cool with that.
I got another question, but I got to state this.
Uphold too. Uphold to rob your ass too, though.
Them dudes, Coinbase, if
Yeah.
you got the minimum to transfer off of Coinbase with XRP is 22 XRP.
Yeah, I don't like that minimum stuff. Don't
Bro,
give me
like, think
that
about
minimum
that.
stuff.
They don't do that with nothing else. Just
Yeah, don't do
XRP.
that. Don't do that.
That tells you, you onto something when they trying to keep it. Nah, you got 22 to
Nope.
move off.
Because there's another thing about crypto. Links. So because of all these things has to do with what I just said about that private seed, you will have people sending you nefarious links where it might come off as let's just say you go to crypto.com. Mario doesn't like Uphold. Let's say you go to crypto.com, right? But crypto.com could be crypto 2c's, .com, and then you go into a site that looks like crypto.com, and then you connect your wallet to crypto.com, and next you know, boom, you're robbed because you got a transaction saying that you on a blind sign to connect, and then you blind sign something, meaning that you didn't see what that transaction entails, and then you signed it, and now that person has access to whatever you signed, right? Because it's instant transaction. So now you just lost everything. Now you just gave up your privacy
Horrible.
to someone. So
Okay.
what
I got
look
one
for
more question
links.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Finish rocking that, and I got one more question. It's obvious we're gonna have to do a part 3.
Yeah.
Yes, we
It's
gonna knock
obvious,
it
dog.
out. Okay. No, no, no. Listen.
It's
Listen.
obvious we're gonna have to do a part 3. Maybe not tonight, but we're gonna have to do a part
Yeah.
3. That's just obvious.
I can give you guys some sauce. I got some sauce.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this last question. We'll tool around a little bit. We'll end the show because Nina want to go to bed because she's
All
sleepy.
right. Okay. Let's
You
end
can
it.
tell
Don't
she's
come for
sleepy.
me. Don't come for
Coming
me.
for you, you know how I get down.
You gonna get it backstage. No, you don't.
You know how I get down. Like 50
You
Cent.
gonna
Yeah,
get it
listen, y'all.
backstage.
You
Hey,
know how I get
we
down.
really, really picky, y'all. We really, really picky, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shoot.
give
All
each
right,
other time too.
Nina, all right,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit this last one on you. These are 2 new questions.
Okay.
All right.
Hit it.
What advice would you give long-term crypto holders?
Don't sell too early.
Mm.
No one,
Elaborate.
no one in this game has ever seen a utility run.
Boom.
No
Oh,
one,
shit.
no one
Hold
in the.
Boom.
You
That
know,
part
and
right there.
no one,
Nobody knows where the fuck this shit is going.
yeah, no one,
So
no
don't
one
listen
in
to
this
nobody
game,
else, man.
yeah, no one in this game has ever experienced
Oh,
one a utility run, but 2 has experienced a utility run in a regulated market with
In a
regulatory
regulated
clarity.
fucking market.
So
That's the part they're not getting.
that's a whole nother
They
ball
haven't
game.
experienced
Yeah,
a utility run in
yeah,
a regulated market
yeah.
where the shit is being used by the fucking globe.
So
They can't grasp that shit, man.
yeah, so
It's like,
that's a go up and never stop kind of
oh
moment.
my God.
That's a different kind of run.
Oh my
So
God.
don't miss out on that. Don't miss out on that.
They
Don't be
gonna miss
like,
it, man.
don't be like me and just think that
Nigga.
XRP is going to be at a price at all the time because it's been that way for the whole time, and you're going to spend a little bit, take a little bit out to go splurge on some products, and then come back and realize that you should have just held because now whatever you bought isn't even worth it that much, but you should have held your XRP. And you can't even buy it back no more. So I was stuck in that situation a few times where I was trying
But
to
you know
risk
what
it,
though?
but hey, look, now I'm stuck with some AirPods that that I spent 240 XRP on.
you tripping, bro?
That that is not it's not worth $500, but it could have been. So
Life
don't make that
lesson, y'all.
mistake.
Life lesson, y'all.
Don't make
Do
that
not
mistake.
spend the fucking XRP.
Yeah. So
Hold the bag.
yeah,
If you
don't sell
got a
too early.
bag, I'm telling you,
You're gonna
right now is not the time to
yeah,
be fucking around with that XRP, playing with them AMLs, playing with anything. Leave the shit alone. Give it time to mature. Give these people time enough to do what the fuck they gonna do. Because guess what? If you don't, your ass is exit liquidity for one, and for
yeah,
2, you will never see the appreciation of it because you weren't supposed to. They were trying to
exactly.
shake your ass out any fucking way.
No, let me tell you
Get
something.
out the way.
These ones,
These are the number 4. So these are just regular AirPods. Okay, these are $130. Okay, I spend 240 XRP on these, which at the time was like 50 cents something. That came out to about
they
130, 140. Right now, had I not done that, I'd have $500 in my pocket right now. But I don't.
Yeah, we already
I
know.
have something
We
that I
did the
bought
math.
for. I have something that I bought for 130, but it's not even worth 130 no more. This is probably worth like maybe $80. Maybe
the
$90 at
XRP went
max.
this way, and the price of your iPod went that
Don't
way.
make that mistake.
Y'all use that as a lesson. You see what the man just said. The 130 could be 500 now, and it don't seem like a lot to a lot of y'all. But when you become an investor versus a gambler,
Yeah,
Every dollar count.
Mm-hmm.
500, 500. I don't care how you wrap it up.
Five
that's
is five.
yeah. I could have
It
bought
ain't
those four.
one.
I could have bought those 4 times over.
4 fucking times.
I
4 fucking
could have
range.
bought them
Nerdy,
four
do you
times
have
over.
any last words for us?
Um, I think Nina should get some sleep.
Hell yeah.
Last words.
Yeah. You know, that's right.
That part.
Those are my
That
last
Nina
part.
words.
is sick, you guys. Come on, man. Come on.
Nina,
Hey,
you
say
know,
sis. Hey,
No, I wrap it
appreciate you
up. I
putting up
wrap
with
it
us
up.
this long. I'm tired too, so
All
appreciate
right,
you putting up with us this long. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
word.
I'll
all
wrap it
right,
up real
Dirty,
quick. Okay,
wrap it up for us, bro.
this is my final words. This is my final words. What we're moving into in the next 72 months, which is like not even too long. In 72 months, I mean from the beginning of this year. In the next 3 years, we're gonna watch the whole world change, and you're poised in an opportunity in a space right now that even though XRP is at $2.15, it was chilling at 60 cents for a very long time. Then it was chilling at 34 cents for a very long time. Then it was chilling at 24 cents for a very long time, and you had that much opportunity to make some money out of nothing. Don't waste this because the next 3 years won't be like the last 7 years. Because
mm,
the next 3 years, we're gonna experience the amount of change that our parents or your parents experience in 100 years or 30 years or whatever. We're gonna experience it in 3 years. So
Oh,
you
mm.
have to understand that
yes.
the rate of technology and the rate of adoption and
Moving
the
so much faster.
and how everything is poised in the world today. Boom! Don't miss out.
Don't miss out.
That part.
Thank you,
Hey, that's it
guys.
for the night, y'all.
That said, man, we got to have you back, bro.
Thank
Uh,
you, Nerdy, for
part
coming.
three is warranted. Your story is not being, it's not finished being told.
No, it's
Um,
not.
we salute you, brother.
Hell yeah, man.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for
Yo,
Hell
spending
yeah,
Nina,
time
man.
with us,
I
man.
appreciate it from the heart.
hey, Nina,
Thank
give
you.
us a rock.
Cryptotherapy, y'all.
No,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not gonna let you do it to me. You gonna piss me
Maybe
off.
I ain't
This
gonna
is
do it.
what cryptotherapy is about. Yeah, it is. Let's go.
Oh, if one thing about therapy is like okay, one important part is that I've dealt with chronic depression my whole life, and one thing I've realized and what it helped me come out of is that be productive. The reason why you're in that state of mind and the state of mind you're in because you need to do something with your life. Use that energy. You're a passionate person. You're an empathetic person. There's a reason why you're like that for a reason. But you can use that same thing to build a better life. And when you start focusing on things you can't change and focusing on your life that you can change, things start to turn around in a different way. And then all of a sudden you're happy, and everything that happened before doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Stop
Hey,
focusing
Nina, let me
Got
stop
on
real
the
quick.
shit you can't control. Control
Exactly.
what you can.
Control what you can. Worry about your own damn self because that's the only thing you can control.
Worry about it. Fuma
Yeah.
wants
Let's
me to
go.
say one last word so he can cut me off. Okay, I don't care. Y'all, thank you for
Salute.
joining us.
Got him.
Salute.